Hey, so I thought this might be of useful for some of you people to tell you how exactly you can use things like Moz or other software to basically help you plan your next action regarding to link building, content building, whatever you're trying to do, or on-page improvements. In this case, we're mostly focusing on link building as a whole. So this is one of my sites I had for a little while called Game24hours.com or Game24hours. So why exactly was I so enthusiastic to get this domain? I bought off basically a friend a few years ago. So why exactly was I so enthusiastic? Well, let's look at it from this perspective. Game 24 Hours is an attractive name. With how search engine works or how Google basically does things, they might change the word over. For example, it might be Game 24 HRS, it might be space game dash 24 dash hours. They can basically reword it, or it might, hours, game 24, and so on. They can reword things in some cases to allow you to rank for more things in regards to how authority your site becomes. So here's some examples. So according to that, I'm game 24 HRS. I'm number 2, 24 hours game. Please note it doesn't really matter too much if there's different rankings. It depends what you're seeing, which country you're in, which location, your proxies, IPs, all can change it. And Google itself can change your rankings on a daily basis. So it doesn't really matter for this video if you find different. Please be aware. So anyway, let's get into it. So if we use the example here, as I say we are, for example purposes, we're ranking, say, on the second position in regards to the keyword or brand name of Game 24 HRS. If we're ranking for that, what are some of the options we can do to, to try and improve our site? Try and make it better or make our client site better? Well, we can do a range of things. We can simply focus on getting more authority behind our root domain. So in this case, our root domain would be game24hours.com. So it might be worth us getting a couple of quality guest posts. It might be worth us getting a few PBNs or a few profile links, a few forum links, because we're trying to boost the authority of the site to build this EAT value, or EEAT if you want to go that route and call it. We're trying to make the search engines realize this is a real domain authority, this is a expert, a master, whatever you want to call it in this area. We're trying to show to Google that we are the expert, we are the authority in whatever our niche may be. The same sort of logic applies if you're in the health niche. For example, let's just say your brand domain was called, say, healthcare advice. I'm just using an example, it doesn't matter if that is a name. So in an example, if we're going to use healthcare advice, if that was, say, our domain name or our client's domain name, well, that name itself sounds kind of good in the sense, it applies to anything health, anything skincare, anything advice, anything regarding health. We could apply things like that. So if we were going to try and do the same sort of thing, they had the same stats to this sort of thing, we'd do the same sort of thing again. We'd be looking at getting some profile links, we'd be looking at getting some forum links, some citations, some links which are going to basically boost the domain authority in regards to what's up is going on regarding to how the search engines are ranking the sites. That's basically what you want to be doing in regards to building an authority level of your site. You have to basically focus in some cases doing branded or direct matches for your domain name or naked URL if you want to call it that as well. Once you've got a bit of authority behind that, what's the next step? What should we do now? Should we just focus on that? No, we should try and then boost the authority of the keywords we're trying to rank for. For example, in this niche, it's a video game site. So we should, in theory, be trying to rank for video game or video game related niches. For example, video game history, video game consoles, video game people. For example, Shiramoto, the guy basically behind Super Mario. So we could do things like that. Or we could try and rank for other famous people niche. I mean, for example, Fergus Zucker, the guy behind Fallout 3, these sort of games. We could do things like that. So there's lots of things you could do in whatever your niche, but in order for you to get to that stage where it's worthwhile, ranking for whatever you're trying to do, you have to work on basically focus mostly on building up the brand authority of your site by targeting things which are relatable to your actual niche or niche themed area of your website. For example, in this case, game24hours.com. So we're focusing on getting citations, we should be focusing on getting forum links, some profile links, and also getting appearance on high authority sites. For example, let's use Huffington Post as an example. Getting our site featured in that could do things to boost our authority. Getting in Forbes, getting on a high tech site such as Apple, getting a Microsoft link. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to boost the authority. So we have to work on boosting the authority of your brand name or your website name, and we got to as well try and target keyword or keyword phrases which are going to make our site money or our client site. That's what you have to do. And you can use softwares like Moz to basically tell us different things. You can use Ahrefs, you can SEMrush, SherpStat, whatever you want. It's your choice. Pick a software that works for you or one you're using at the moment for whatever reason. That's how you do it. For example, here According to that, I got a domain authority 12. So is that good? Is that bad? It's like everything. Take it as you want. Since Google themselves are not relying generally, sorry, not relying at all in regards to stats of Moz, Ahrefs, or any other SEO software, it means you don't really have to care about it too much from a, if you like, making money or a success story. But if you're, say, for some reason going to try and, sell your site, if you got a domain authority of 0, people are like, why has it got a domain of 0? That seems a bit suspicious. So they might not buy it. But if you had a domain authority of, say, for instance, 40, then someone might say to you, yeah, that seems a good site. He's ranking for all these different keywords, he's making money, he's got a good domain. It looks more natural. So in some cases, you can use Moz or other SEO softwares to basically tell you if this is an authority in your niche or if it should be an authority. So it can be used to grade backlinks in some cases, but be aware as always, you can corrupt any stat on software. It's just how things work. So don't get too reliant on it. But if you're doing a quick scan, for example purposes, and you say want to organize the guest posts you're going to try and get a client, let's just say you want to organize them from at least 30 DA or DR or other stats, Trustful from Majestic, then you might say, put in the code, I only want 30 DA or something like that. You can use it to speed up the process of you checking things, which can be kind of cool. But like always, even if you have something which is say at 20, for example, rating, it might still be better than 40. It depends on different factors, like what keywords you're ranking for, what sales is it getting, do you think? You can't always work out because it depends on different factors, of course, and what click through rate or rest of it, but you can still use that to gauge what a potential money a site is making based on using the data you can get from Ahrefs, SEMrush, Majestic, or your own search console you can obviously use if it's obviously your own site, or other tools can be useful in trying to gauge the potential value of the site. So, what do you learn from this? I hope you learn from this. Well, simply put, it was worthwhile if you have a site to try and pick a good name or something which is going to eventually lead to success. Next, once you get the right name picked, then we try and focus on doing some work in regards to boosting the authority of our actual website name. This means doing an anchor text, like for example here, it would be game 24 hours. That's what we were trying to do. So when we go to sites, instead of our anchor text being, for example, best video game, greatest video game, we're instead going to be trying to do this. We're going to have an anchor text for game 24 hours. We're going to try and do some of that to boost the overall domain authority. Once our overall domain authority is a bit better, to make it simple, let's use Moz stats to try and make it more simple for some people. So we'll go from 12 to try and get to 20. When we get up to 20, we might find, according to them, I know this is wrong in stats, given it's actually a lot more, but let's just say it is right for example purposes. If we get up to 20, we might find our visibility is say 1, 2, 3, it doesn't really matter percentage. Or we might in reality go from 100 traffic per month to say 1,000, 2,000, whatever it may be. This of course depends on different factors, but that's the simplified ways you understand. So use the data you're seeing about sites to help you gauge how you do your link build. So in this case, we'll be focused on game 24 hours, exact match. Once that's done, once we get 5, 10 links, that kind of stuff, then we'll be going back to anchor text for whatever keyword or keyword phrases we're trying to rank for our site. You can do the same thing in health niches, medicine, software, SEO, any niche. It's all about basically building up the domain authority of your site to allow you to rank very easy in regards to the EAT factors and many other factors which play a role in governing how good a site is in the eyes of Google or search engines in general. Anyway, I hope that helps you. Thanks and have a good Sunday. See you.